Almost fell. Okay, we don't need this anymore. All right, so I want to roll up the provolone cheese and the prosciutto. So I'm going to take 2 of these prosciutto slices. I got 4 of them left, so 2 apiece, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. Provolone. Put the provolone on the inside because provolone tends to be kind of a less malleable cheese. You know, it's stiff, especially when they're cut thick. So what I'll do is I'll cut it up. They're going to be small, so let's make a little piece like this, and then we'll roll up the prosciutto all around it. All right, nice and tight. And we'll leave that right there. We'll do that again. All right, bend that over once in half, and then let's in a quarter. Put that in there. Wrap the prosciutto around it, kind of like you were wrapping up a, you know, sandwich wrap. Okay, so now we've got 2 little meat cheese balls here. Okay, all right. So what I'll do now is I'm going to grab one of these thighs. Okay, put it in there, and I'm going to wrap the thigh around it. Okay, tuck in the edges where you can. You want to try to make sure that the cheese and the meat is completely covered so you don't get any of that oozing out. But, you know, it's not a perfect world, so don't worry about it. Put that aside, okay? Got that rolled up nicely. Now we've got this one here. Okay. Roll that over. Okay. Tuck it in. Okay. All right. Now, here's where the trick is. If you've ever tried to do this and then bread them, they're going to fall apart. So what you want to do is just put them in the freezer for, I don't know, half an hour or so. They're going to harden up into a nice little ball. You can work with them much easier. You'll be able to put them into your egg mixture and then your breadcrumbs and get them nice and coated without them falling apart. Okay, and then at that point you could either just fry them off because you're gonna deep fry them. Just get the coating nice and brown. Then you're going to finish off baking them at about, you know, again, 350. Okay, and for these small ones, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe. Okay, so or you can just bread them up, put them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and they'll be ready to go when you're ready. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a small plate. After I wash my hands. And if you remember when I was doing the meatballs, I had those gloves. I don't have them here, but I'll tell you, it's great to have. You know, just pull off the glove and move on to your next thing. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put them on a paper plate. Why not? Okay. Because now look, I've got to grab. Well, actually, you know what? I use this paper to grab them. And actually, it's wax paper. I can actually probably put it over it and put it in the freezer, and that'd be a nice little cover. Okay, so cover them up. Put them in the freezer. Okay. And that's that. All right. So now. Oh man, it smells so good. Remember when your mom or your father made soup? That smell? That's the whole place smells like. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to get my veggies ready for the soup. We're not going to use the vegetables that are in the stock. That's just to add flavor to the stock. We're going to discard those later with the carcass and everything. So we want to get our carrots. I forgot. Did I get celery? Damn, I forgot celery. Typically, when you're making a soup, you start off with onion, celery, and carrots, chopped up into like 1/4-inch cubes. Okay, and that gets you. They call it a mirepoix, and that gets you started. Okay, it's pretty much with any soup. That's the first thing you start off with. Mirepoix. Okay, look it up. All right, let's clean up a little bit here. Get rid of some of this other stuff. Got another Ziploc bag from the prosciutto. You know, before you throw it out, think about it. You might find a thing to use that for. Okay, all right. Okay. Alright, so carrots. I'm probably going to do, I don't know, 1/2 inch. You know, that way you have a nice hearty soup. And if you want, you can always cook off some rice. Add rice, cook the rice, and then just add the rice to your soup when you want it. Or pasta. So to make your soup go a little longer, cook off some pasta, cook off some rice, put it in a Tupperware container in the fridge, and when you pour yourself some soup, add some starch to it. That will let it go, you know, make it go a lot longer. So to go back, what I was talking about before, with any extra stock that you might have, by putting it in the freezer, when you make rice, it's usually a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. Well, don't use water, use chicken stock or vegetable stock, whatever you got. It's going to add more flavor to that. Okay? And you don't have to go out and buy Rachel Ray's or, you know, whoever you use for stock. You know, you don't know what's actually in there, to be quite honest. Here's not. You like carrots? How about you, Sal? If you don't like it, here's not what you do. So it's nice. It's nice to be home. This is such a beautiful environment. Maybe at some point this week, if I do another show during the day, I'll show you around a little bit. It's actually a very small hunting cabin that's been converted over to 4-season living. It used to be, yeah, like I said, a hunting cabin. We got a deck here that looks right at the Nissitissit River. And we've got all kinds of wildlife down here. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, so getting my head straight, and look forward to being back here soon. So as far as, you know, how many veggies you want, you want a nice hearty soup. I'm going to be making it in that Dutch oven there. So maybe, I don't know, 3 cups of cut up carrots. It really doesn't matter. Use what you want. Looks like I won't be able to snack on these that much. I'm using a lot of them to make up my soup. That's okay. Alright, that's enough carrots for now. So that's carrot. I've got 1 onion here. Again, I like everything hearty, so I tend to cut them a little bit thicker. And I'm going to have to cut up another onion because that wasn't enough. And just so happens I picked up another onion today, so I think I'll use half of this. And we got to get out there and check the chicken. See how that's going. I did pull the aluminum foil off, and I added some more stock to it. I just want to make sure that there's enough stock in there keeping it from drying out. Should be. Yeah, my neighbors, we have a 90-year-old gentleman over there that's pretty much lived here through his entire adult life. He had his own flooring business, and he used to come out here with his family and his kids, and they'd fish and hunt. He did a lot of rabbit hunting. And 91 years old, just had his birthday, still out there cutting wood. He's great, really nice guy. And his gal over there, Jo, she's a real nice lady too. I just ran into him. They said, yeah, the neighbor said there was some guy that came to their door the other morning around 4 o'clock and was looking for Janice and had a picture of her. And it threw me for a loop. I was like, really? Anybody call the police? And so I was thinking of calling the police until I realized, oh, the driver came to pick up Janice at 4 a.m. to take her to the airport the other day and went to the wrong house. And if it's the house that I think they went to, I'm glad. I don't like them. They're old, cantankerous, mean people. We have 2 small little dogs, and they called the police on us last summer because they were having a barbecue, and they happened to go over there and stick their nose in somebody's plate on their lap. It's like, big deal. Come over and say to me, hey, do you mind maybe, putting your dogs in, especially when we're having a party? And no problem at all. We're outside working, and we got the dogs, and of course they smell the barbecue, and that's the first place they take off. And we're out in the woods. It's like we want to be here because we'd love to be able to just let our dogs run loose. But they're older, so that means they'll die sooner. Okay, so I'm going to save a little bit of onion. I actually have a pepper here as well. A little bit on the spicy side. I'm going to remove the seeds, or at least most of them, and some of the ribs in here. Whenever you're working with peppers, whether they're sweet or hot, obviously we know the seeds and the ribs is where a lot of the heat comes from. But if you're just working with like a green pepper or red pepper, when you cut them open, the ribs in there, you want to get rid of that. It's very bitter. So make sure you cut out the rib. And you'll know what I mean. It's the whiter part inside the pepper that runs, vertical from the top to the bottom. Real easy way to cut a pepper is to cut the top off, cut the bottom off, make a slice through it, and then just kind of go right around the inside and cut out that bitter rib. Okay, all right. So we got carrots in there, we've got onions, we've got a little bit of pepper. Let's see. I've got some broccoli. I've got some green beans. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm definitely putting green bean in there too. And I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to go crazy. I've already rinsed the green beans, so I won't put you through this because I got to clean the top of the green beans off. Just pick them off. So I'll come back to you in a minute.